Hey, what's up everyone? Aubrey Trades here. Time for the morning trade recap. Not much to talk about today. Down $5.25 on Pstv. And that's it. I mean, no other trades after having like my worst day ever 2 days ago. And then yesterday I max lost again. So I'm down like $1,400 or something. $1,400. Look at this equity curve. So bad. So I'm in the timeout zone, right? I am in the timeout zone. I only have $600 left to lose. So, yeah. So, really sizing down Pstv. We'll talk about Pstv. And I'm not mad at this loss because I did everything correctly and it just didn't work. So my thesis on Pstv, if you watched the pre-market prep video this morning, I mentioned it as a dip and rip to, test 250, and the breakout could take us to 3. So I entered here when we were right back over the support line. And if we go look at the daily chart real quick, this is what that line is, right? So we got this descending trend here. So when we were back over it after the dip, I took a position at 223, 50 shares, because I was thinking $5 risk, and I wanted to risk low a day, which was 213. Was it? Yeah, 213. And it started to work. I don't know why my computer's lagging so much now. So it started to work right here. So I wasn't wrong. And I was up like $1.25 or something, $2 here in the 228s. But I didn't sell because, well, one, it didn't seem unrealistic that, this would start to work and then we would pull down to test this trend line as support again before ripping off. And I really wanted to hold to get the accurate risk reward, right? I was risking 10 cents and I knew I could make 30 cents, if we retested the pre-market highs of 250. And then we just had this nasty pull here, this 1 minute pull, just incredible panic, crazy panic. And I just got stopped out right at 213, didn't oversize. I did my risk calculation. I took a small position, even though, what am I going to make with 50 shares, right? Like 10, 20, 30 bucks, like if we hit 250, right? So, whatever. But that's the way it's got to be. That's the way it's got to be right now, because, I got to get the process back, and I felt that I was going in and I was thinking too much about money and like the dollar gains that were possible, and swinging way too much size into a trade because I wanted to get the big win and recover losses, and and clearly, like, that's a bad strategy. It's always a bad strategy, and I have learned that lesson and continue to learn that lesson. So that's the way it's got to be. We got to size down. And that's my only trade. I missed the only real good morning trade was SCPS here. Right out the gate, halted, opened, got a high of 725. Oh, we can go over SCPS. We can go over that real quick. And this was mentioned in a chat room like a couple minutes before the open, and I just I don't like to follow chat room alerts, and I was too busy watching my main watch for the open was MTRT, the big 500% runner from yesterday. First of all, this is only from 11:28 to the close, right? This thing opened at 50 cents yesterday, ridiculous. And so I was looking for the morning panic, but I was looking for a morning panic like closer to the twos, right? Even though, like, you know, it does make sense where this started to bounce, but I missed it, you know, and I was waiting for this choppiness, and I don't know if I got distracted or what, but all of a sudden we were here in the 369s, 370s, and yeah, you know, I could have taken a dollar, but that's like the risk reward is off. So I missed the entry, I missed the bounce. The panic wasn't as much as I wanted it to be. So I just missed the opportunity, and that also consequently made me miss SCPS opportunity. It's all good though, you know. I took the trade that I was prepared for, that I outlined in pre-market here, and it didn't work out, but everything, you know, was my plan. I didn't sell early. I was, you know, tried to hold on for it to work, but I got stopped out, and that's okay. So, what am I watching? What am I watching into the afternoon? Well, I'll tell you what I'm watching into the afternoon. It's gonna be, and we're actually gonna put them here. It's gonna be ENRT. It's gonna be GMPR. LCLP is just sad. It's gonna be GMPR, and still watching MTRT. Those are my top. These are like they call them OTC swizzle patterns. Basically, it's like an afternoon VWAP hold, high day break. These all have news. Lucy's up a crap ton. This thing opened at 28 cents, got to a high of 71. You know, pretty ridiculous here. And then let's look at we'll zoom out on the daily chart, and then we have the 5-minute chart here if you want to see the intraday action. So crazy first green day. Guessing that was a split of some kind. Yeah, I mean, brand new highs. I mean, we haven't seen this action in a long time. And I'm guessing that stuff back there is all like splits and stuff. So I mean, this can keep running. You know, let's see, GMPR, another first green day. Bam, 52-week highs at 15 cents. Kind of pulling back into the 12 area. So if this kind of hangs around in this zone, right, in the 12s, might be good for a retest. Look at this big bid prop here, 1261. Ooh, that's the type of sexy action I like to see to take a position. That is nice. And let's see, ENRT is the other one. First green day with news, pretty good volume. Last time we had volume like this was back here in this big run. We did gap up on this big green day. This one didn't gap. Let's look at this day. This did a gap. Let's look at, what was the other big day? I'm basically like trying to check the personality, right? Does this, when it runs, does it have a tendency to gap? We gapped here, right? So that's cool. But here, this is another day we had good volume. We did not gap. But this was the third day. So, you know, we did gap between these 2 days, and we did have a gap here. So if this holds up, you know, this might be a good overnight position, right, to take for a gap. Well, that's what I'm looking for. Let's quickly look at GMPR too. Check this stock's personality. Does this like to gap, right? This is the biggest volume that we've seen all year. Gap, gap, gap. Just didn't gap though. It did have, looks like it did have a morning spike though. So there's another one that might be good for a, you know, for a gap up. And Lucy, we kind of already, you know, already saw. This does like to gap though, so that's cool. Did it gap yesterday? Not really. So, the other two though. gap potentials. I don't want to see this crack 53 cents though. If it cracks 53 cents, no thank you. Those are my watches for the afternoon. Pstv just really fading. B-Big is going to be, hopefully this chops around and we can get like a short squeeze play tomorrow. And that's it, I think. SPRT did a nice little here from 25 to 29. I fumbled SPRT every which way. Every time I tried to trade it. Ugh. Cursed. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider liking. Helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Consider subscribing and let me know in the comments below what other type of content you want to see from this channel. If you had any big wins, I want to hear about it. We can celebrate together. Anyway, that's all I got for you. I'll be back in the next video. Aubrey, out.